Okay.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Wyatt Hart. I'm with St. Augustine Beer Brewing Solutions here on the banks of the beautiful St. Johns River. And today I'd like to talk to you about how to make one of our products. Real easy to make. This is Cooper's Real Ale. All that you need pretty much comes with the kit. You have the yeast instructions right under the lid. Also has directions on the side of the can. What we're going to do is boil this mixture, this syrup, which has your hops and all of your grains already cooked into a syrup, in about 2 liters of water. Additionally, I'm going to add corn sugar to it. The recipe calls 1 kilogram of sugar, which is about 2.2 pounds of sugar. And of course we have water, bring it up to 5 gallons. And I'll get started. Now I've already got the water boiling about where we need it to be. You can see it's a thick syrup. It helps if you get this warm before you start it and melt the syrup down just a little bit. Stir it in good. Don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. Cut our fire back. Set it off safely. And we stir in our sugar. about 2 liters off of this, so I know exactly how much is going to go back in when I put it back in the bottle. Okay, normally at this point is when you would take a hydrometer reading, but I didn't bring a hydrometer with me, and I'm going to drink the beer regardless of how much alcohol is in it. Having made this before, I know it's got about 4.5%, perhaps 5% alcohol by volume. But thing to note right now, you need to keep it covered, your wort covered. I don't know why they call it the wort. I weren't there whenever they named it. But this is what is known as your wort. Next step will be to add the yeast to it. As I've said before, the yeast comes in the kit. It already has everything that you need. Like to do is go ahead and pour it in the bottle. That way it gets good and mixed with your wort solution. Okay, your directions call for the mixture to the yeast to be added when the temperature is between 80 and 70 degrees. Ideally about 78, well, 80 degrees, which having made this before, I can tell you that's about the temperature of it right now, which is pretty much what we're looking for.
But there.
That's what your beer is going to look like. Another reason why I like doing this outside instead of in the kitchen, because I do tend to make a mess. Alright, well that's draining down. Let's talk just a little bit about sanitation. Okay, the most important thing you can do in beer making is to keep everything as sterile as possible. You don't want any outside yeast coming in contact with your beer. So it's important once you get your wort made, then it's important to go ahead and add your yeast to it as soon as possible. That way you don't get any outside contact with a hair off of your head or any outside bacteria from any food that may have been cooking or something blowing in the breeze here. I'll go ahead and take this off now. And put my airlock on it. Seal it off. Your airlock's going to allow your CO2 to escape without any oxygen getting back into your beer, which will cause it to go bad. See, I want to sterilize all your equipment. We have sterilizing solutions, everything you need, but it's really not a hard thing to make beer. Only thing to keep in mind is keep it clean and enjoy it. I don't have a big repertoire of how to make beer. I've never been to college on it or anything of that nature. People spend their whole lives learning how to make beer. Like my father told me, he says, I cannot teach you how to make beer, I can only show you how I make beer, which makes a lot of sense, because you talk to 50 brewers, you'll talk to 50 different people that have different ideas on how to brew beer. Alright, y'all come see us on the website. It's at www.SaintAugustineBeerBrewingSolutions.com. And that's all for today. Thank you much.